Right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Great Millstone of Virginia. As always, I gave the latest news, article lessons through the spirit and power of Bashim Yahushai. But as always, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. I want to say double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well for using up the truth. And of course, I want to say peace and blessings and salutations to you, Akim, out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, sincerely to our best ability. Get out throughout the four corners of the earth with them and say shalom. As you can see through the video, through the reel, it says 3 is the point, about 4 hours for bank food since the food stamps didn't come. So, but of course, I want to target this video just because, and it's going to be referring to you, you so-called white people, you biblically, which is called you Edomites. This is another sign that your kingdom has fallen, man. That we know that the majority of people that are on these food stamps, which this media don't like to tell you, as the so-called Edomites. All right, and this is proven that y'all the most on food stamps, man. All right, but of course, what they want to do is they want to publicize Jake and put him on the forefront, and that's how the situation always is. What I'm saying? They always put us in the forefront because, because the world seems as though we are the majority. And also, it's also you have to understand, we also honor the curses. So that's what, that's why every Bible word and proverb, is due to the curses. So, like you said, any situation happens, our people be the main ones that's televised throughout the whole world. You know what I'm saying? But, we understand it because at the end of the day, this is not our kingdom. This is not our world. We don't control things. At the end of the day, we have to suffer through captivity. And so we have to take whatever's on captivity. But of course, I digress. But going back to these Edomites, you know what I'm saying? But again, this is the sign of your downfall, all right? And the same thing. So now, this is America, man. America's finished. This is what a tax dollar is called. Like all of these government assistance is going into these military funds, all right? Through what? We're about to have, which we're already in already. It's World War III, man. But again, this is a sign that's embarrassing, man. Now the fact that the whole world can see that through social media, Instagram, and all these social media platforms to see, this is what, this is, I'm saying? This is, everything's been exposed, through what? Like I just said before, through social media, internet. And also, this is going back to the curses because the scripture says that what? All the curses shall be upon my enemies. So let me go ahead and get the scripture. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. All right. And it says, and the Lord, thy power shall put these curses upon thine enemies and upon them that hate thee, which pursue thee. And who is the nation that pursued us? You Edomites. All right. Yeah, pursued us for so shoot going back all the way to during the time of after Egypt, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, the scripture says what? Thou shalt have war with Amalek through generation to generation, which we know which they are today, which is the God of these so-called Jews, which is that's Jewish, all right, to pertain to or like to, all right, you Amalekites, man, all right. But again, these curses are affecting you low-level Edomites, man, all right. They call these bywords and proverbs telling us we ain't shit and all this stuff, man, all right. And it goes to show you that what? Egypt has failed you, Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, these are your people. All right, Job 9:24. That we know that the earth is given in the hands to the wicked. All right, all right. Your leaders have failed you. All right, listen to these politician seats. All right, going all the way to the top to the Rothschilds. And they don't even see y'all as their own people. That's what the scripture says. Though Satan against Satan, his kingdom shall be divided, which I'm gonna go get. But this is much better. This is Mark chapter 3, verse 16. Actually, right here. I'm going to start from verse 23. How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And that's right. Like I said, going back to the Republicans, Democrats, if they can't make an agreement on something, all right? And I mind you, this is Trump, your president, all right? You're supposed to give the ultimate say-so. But he's not saying anything. He's not even putting any effort. So mind you, these are your politicians. They still getting paid. All right. But meanwhile, but what? They're able to take, you know what I'm saying, your benefits, mind you, that basically come out of your taxpayers out. All right. This has nothing to do with our people, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we don't control nothing. All right. We are under captivity under your rulers, your higher ups. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And as you can see, man, America cannot stand, man. All right. And who knows how long these government assistance, you know what I'm saying, even come back up, let alone, you know what I'm saying, people getting paid with the government shutdown. All right. If Satan, and it says, and if Satan risen against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end, you know? And these are the times that we're in, man. You know, but at the end of the day, this is a beautiful thing, man, because it's going to show you that we're close to the end. And we know that these you know what I'm saying, these politicians, these governors, all right, they know that, you know what I'm saying, they've been planning this from the beginning. Because if that was the case, they already came up with the agreement. But we know what? They're trying to, you know, they're trying to what? Forestall this thing, man. So that way, what? They can raise up crime, all right? To what? To bring in their what? Their new system. All, you know, all this is just the beginning of sorrows, all right? And this is just going to get worse for you Edomites, man, all right? You know, the trouble hasn't really even really begun yet. And we know that, all right? And we know that, again, the majority of people that's going to steal are these Edomites. But, of course, like I said before, they're not going to put their face towards the media. Of course, they're going to use our people, all right? Due to the curses to make mockery of us. That's all it is. But we know that, like you said, all right, and this is, mind you, this is proven fact, all right, that the majority of thefts, robbery, murder, etc., all these things, all right, is by you so-called Edomites. And you could look it up right now in the FBI investigation. They tell you all, like I said, they have all the lists of all the nation that do the crimes. Actually, like I said, I don't want to just say anything out of my ass, but it got to show you right here. Andrew, like I said, you know what I'm saying, like you say, AI can be used for good and can be used for wickedness. All right. So I just put this up and it says, yes, many white people have received government assistance and make up the largest group of recipients from some government programs like SNAP benefits, food stamps. All right. While blacks and Hispanics are disproportionately more likely to participate in some assistance programs, white people are the largest racial group in the U.S. population, therefore account the largest number of recipients. And there you go. This is going to show you right here. Food stamp recipients, 30% Edomites. All right, Jake. All right, mainly Judah. All right. Then you got the Northern Kingdom, which is the Hispanics. So just go to further proof. You know, so I'm not lying. Like you said, you know, do the research. You know, but of course, like I said, I don't want to drag this video too long because it's really, you know what I'm saying, it's really short. But, you know what I'm saying, again, like you said, they use our people as a forefront, all right, for all these agendas, man. All right, and they make mockery of us. Like I said, I'm not trying to repeat myself, but we know that this is what they're doing. All right. But at the end of the day, whatever shall come to the dark shall come to light. All right. All right. It's always a balance with everything. But of course, I don't make the video too long. But the point I was wanting to make is that, like you said, you know, Esau's kingdom is falling, man. All right. When you have your politicians not agreeing against each other about not doing certain things, because at the end of the day, it's not going to affect them. It's going to affect the lower class people, all right, of their nation. All right. So with that, hopefully, brothers ratified. This is Great Millstone, Virginia. As always, to give latest news, article lessons through the spirit and the power of Bashim Yahushai. But as always, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kodesh. I want to say double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who rule over teaching the truth. And of course, I say peace and blessings and salutation to Yakim that putting in truth throughout the four corners of the earth and lead to the best abilities, guide the four corners of the earth. With them, I say shalom.